No robbery. No visible threat. Just a regular man in a line now gone. This is the story of Sherner Gloucester, a 47-year-old from Cartons, Barali, whose ordinary trip to the KCCU headquarters turned into a tragedy now gripping the region. Let's walk through exactly what happened using the real footage breakdown and ask the hard questions that need answers. If you care about justice and accountability in the Caribbean, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Bacchanal Buzz, and we don't water down the truth. Footage of the shooting of a member of the Kingstown Cooperative Credit Union, KCCU, by an on-duty security guard at its headquarters on Wednesday has deepened the mystery about why the security guard drew his firearm in the first place. Let's start right there, mystery. Because when you watch the video, the only thing that's clear is that this should never have escalated to gunfire. The footage showed that the deceased, who police have identified as Sherner Gloucester, 47 of Cartons, Barali, had not caused any disturbance before the security guard approached him in an interaction that ended with Gloucester being shot in the chest at KCCU's headquarters on Granby Street, Kingstown. This man wasn't shouting. He wasn't threatening. He wasn't even loud. And yet moments later, he's lying on the ground, shot in the chest. The footage shows that Gloucester and other members of the credit union had been queuing for service by the tellers. Just another day in a Caribbean bank. You stand up for hours, you wait your turn, and maybe, just maybe, your number gets called before lunch. There were about a dozen other members of the credit union waiting for service when Gloucester looked around and appeared to notice a vacant chair in the customer service area. Gloucester went and sat in the chair for a brief period, during which time the line to the tellers moved up. Man, sit down for a minute. That's it. That's the whole crime. I don't know about you, but if sitting on a chair is now a shootable offense, most of our grandmothers would be in jail. He then went back into the line, rejoining the queue behind the customer who had been in front of him before he had gone to sit in the chair. Nothing shady. He didn't jump the line. He literally went back to the same spot he left. This should have ended right there. The security guard, who is employed by Guardsman SVG Limited, then approached Gloucester and attempted to grasp his hand. There is no audio on the footage, so it is not possible to tell what the security guard or Gloucester said to each other. But body language doesn't lie. You can see Gloucester pointing to the lady in front of him, calmly explaining where he was before. No fists, no yelling, no threat. However, Gloucester was pointing to the line, apparently telling the guard that he had been behind the lady before sitting in the chair. However, the security guard grabbed onto Gloucester's hand and appeared to attempt to pull him out of the line, at which point Gloucester appeared to attempt to fend off the security guard. Even then, Gloucester's response wasn't aggressive, just trying to remove the guard's grip, which any reasonable person would do. You can't just come manhandle someone in a bank because you think they were rude. At this point, the security guard appeared to attempt to draw his firearm from his waist. And this is where the alarm bells start ringing. For real? Over a queue? Over a chair? That's what made him reach for a deadly weapon. Gloucester appeared to realize that the security guard was armed and did not resist, and went into the corridor near the foyer with the security guard. He didn't fight back. He didn't run. He walked with the man. The security guard then appeared to try to pull Gloucester down the stairs. Gloucester appeared to continue to try to fend off the security guard, who drew his firearm and jammed Gloucester against the side of the foyer. So let's get this straight. This wasn't self-defense. This was escalation. Gloucester put both of his hands to his side, and he and the security guard appeared to have another exchange of words. Gloucester was still in that position when the security guard suddenly shot him in the chest, grabbed him with his left hand, and appeared to throw him onto the ground. The video did not show Gloucester to be in possession of any weapon or to slap or punch the security guard. The footage also did not suggest that Gloucester had been physically or verbally aggressive to the security guard. That's the final nail. No weapon, no violence, no threat. Just one man with power and one man on the wrong end of it. When you carry a gun, you don't get to have a bad day. Let's be real. Maybe the guard was tired. Maybe he felt disrespected. Maybe something snapped. But here's the truth. When you carry a gun, you don't get to snap. You don't get to feel disrespected. You're not just a person anymore. You're a walking responsibility. And if you can't control your temper, you have no business holding a badge. In a statement on Wednesday, police said that the security guard, whose name they did not disclose, was in custody, helping officers from the major crime unit with their investigation. We now know who he is. Wadey Simon, 60, of Brighton. And he's not just being questioned. He's been charged with murder. The statement said that preliminary investigations revealed that at approximately 12:35 p.m., Gloucester visited the KCCU office to conduct business. During his visit, an altercation occurred between Gloucester and an on-duty security guard, resulting in Gloucester being fatally shot. Let's stop calling this an altercation. It was an abuse of power with a deadly result. A medical practitioner pronounced Gloucester dead at the scene. Meanwhile, in a separate statement Wednesday night, KCCU acknowledged that the shooting death occurred at its headquarters. We are profoundly saddened by the loss of life and extend our sincere condolences to the family and loved ones of the deceased. Our thoughts are with everyone affected by this incident, the credit union said. It said that the safety, dignity, and well-being of our members, staff, and the wider community remain our priorities. We have engaged counseling and support services for our employees and other affected persons. Support for staff is good, but what about the community? What about justice? The statement noted that the police force is conducting investigations into the incident, adding that they were awaiting the outcome of these investigations. We understand and appreciate the public's concern and solicit your forbearance at this time. The credit union remained closed on Thursday and is slated to resume operations on Friday. We now know the identity of the guard, Wadey Simon, age 60, of Brighton. He's been officially charged with murder. The charge reads that on Wednesday, July 9th, at Kingstown, with malice aforethought, he caused the death of Sherner Gloucester by an unlawful act. Now, that's no longer just a workplace incident. That's homicide, and the law is treating it as such. But the charge is just the beginning. Let's see if the court system moves with the same energy. Sherner Gloucester didn't threaten anybody. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't break the law. He just went to the credit union and ended up dead. This isn't a tragic misunderstanding. It's a consequence of putting power into the wrong hands. And if you're Caribbean and think this can't happen to you, just go sit in the wrong chair one day. If you believe Caribbean lives matter, not just when it's convenient, then speak up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe for real Caribbean reporting. No fluff, no cover up. Rest in peace, Sherner Gloucester. You should still be here.